I'm Hewison here, co-founder of MarketClub with your midday market update for Tuesday, the 26th of June. Well, once again, all eyes are on Europe and the summit that's coming up on the 28th. You know, my bet is nothing is going to happen as the proverbial can gets kicked down the road yet again. My solution for Europe is pretty simple. Have Germany leave and go back to the Deutschmark and let all the other countries figure out what to do with the euro. So let's go to the stocks and the markets we follow every day to help you show you where the trends are and the big moves. And looking and starting at the S&P 500 as we normally do, well, a couple of things you can stand out. One is we're 65, which means it's a trading range right now because we have a conflict between the monthly and the weekly. So that's a trading range. However, the couple of things you want to look at in my mind that really make this market stand out, and here they are. One, if you haven't seen my weekend, this past weekend I did a video just on the S&P to illustrate some very important elements that I found. You may want to take a look at it. It's up on the members blog. But here's the big one. This is a big day down right here. Boom. Another big day down. Boom. The line of least resistance, in my mind, right now is on the downside. You've got the longer-term monthly negative, you've got the daily negative, and only the weekly is a contrast right now, and that's going to turn around pretty soon. You're below the parabolic, and you've just hit the middle point of the Donchian trade channel. We are a little bit oversold, but we can be oversold right here. You can see this went on for quite some time, basically from about the early part of May, late April, all the way through to the end of May. So I think that's something you really want to look at. So it can really last a long time being oversold. And I think the situation is we're going to see this market be on the defensive going into the 28th, which of course is towards the end of the week. I'm not sure anybody wants to be really that bullish on the markets because it's just if there's nothing happens again, these markets are going to tank to the downside because everyone's very nervous about what's going on in Europe. There's no leadership whatsoever, and there doesn't seem to be any leadership anywhere as everyone's looking for their own best interest. That means keeping their job. So let's clear the screen right now and go to our next market. Before we do that, quick little message from us. Look, personal one-on-one Market Club coaching isn't right for you. You know, I'm a big tennis fan, as many of you know. And some of the best tennis players in the world, in fact, they all have coaches and nutritionists and everything else to make them be the best they can be. Well, why is it different in trading? In trading, you really have to have a personal coach just to get you on the right track about how to trade, how to do things correctly. We do everything we can at Market Club to get you to that next level. But right now, you can give us a free call, 877-219-1482. It's a free consultation, and just see how one-on-one Market Club coaching can benefit you in the second half of the year. So let's go to the charts once again and to our portfolio. And we're going to pretty much the same as on the Dow is pretty much the same pattern there, minus 75. The chart pattern still looks as though we're going to see this come down. You see the two big days, almost identical, new lows today. We may get a little bop here, but the reality is this market, I think, is going to head down and go much lower. So let's go to, let's go back to our portfolio. Let's just skip the NASDAQ, go straight to silver because the NASDAQ is pretty much the same thing. And silver is really not acting well. You can see the little pop we had yesterday, which was short covering. We're back down again today. And of course, if we see this market close, I would say below the 2650 level, which is the lows we saw right here, I think this market's going to be under pressure. 2662 was that low, and the previous low there was 2658. So I would say below 2650, this market's going to be on the downside with more pressure. But you can see all the monthly trade triangles, weekly trade triangles, and daily trade triangles are all negative, indicating further downside action. So let's take a look at gold. Gold is a little bit different. However, the pattern is it's beginning to, this is what I'm looking at in gold. First of all, I've got to respect our monthly trade triangles because they have been right on these markets. The weekly is a counter trend right now, and the daily is in a downside. So minus 70 indicates the market's beginning to move down, but it seems like we're starting to roll over to the downside. And I think that's the thing I'm looking at more than anything else. This is going to be a key level right here. 1560 on the spot market. Now, the spot market's cash market. It's immediate delivery. There's no carrying charges or anything else. Just right now, that's the spot market. Now, if we go below, let's say we have a day like this tomorrow or whatever, and we close down here, this is not going to augur well for this market at all. I think that the gold has surprised a lot of gold bugs for sure, and I think it's surprising a lot more people with all the problems, the possible problems, foreseen problems, the real problems we have right now. Why isn't gold going higher? And I think we're in a deflationary type spiral. Gold will only do well in an inflationary spiral, and we're not at that step yet. And that's one of the reasons we are seeing crude oil also be under pressure. So let's just clear the screen. The pattern, again, this is a key level to look at. My feeling is the parabolic, which comes in today at $15.91, about $21, $22 higher right now, would be the only thing that would turn this market up for a quick bounce up to 1620, 1600. But I think this is a definite level of bar right now for this market. So let's go to the next market. That's copper. Copper is pretty much moving sideways. You can see just meandering sideways, no real trend here. And it really needs to go over here. That's the 350 level. That will take it on the upside. Or B, close below 325. So we close below 325, then I think we'll have a shot at the 310 level, which is our target zone on the downside. Again, you've got the weekly and the monthly all pointing down, indicating that the bigger trend, minus 85, is on the downside. So let's clear the screen. Go to our next market. And the next market we're looking at, of course, is crude oil. And this is August crude oil, and this does not look well at all. I mean, this is, you think, wow, this market, I mean, no one, I think, anybody fundamentally predicting the crude oil would go from 105 down to less than $80. That's $25. That's $25,000 a contract in futures. Nobody that I know predicted this at all. However, if you're trading with our trade triangles, the trade triangles did predict it. Well, they don't predict, they just go with the flow, which is the way to trade. The monthly came in at 97.37, the weekly at 98.21, and the last daily was 82.57. So every one of those signals right now is in a plus column. It's done very, very well. And then who's to say that this market is over with on the downside? Certainly the market's not telling you it's not over with yet. And trying to pick a bottom here is not a smart move because no one thought it was going to go down this far. So who's to say it can't go down to maybe $70 or even $65 a barrel? $65 a barrel. Who knows? So go with the trends, and the trends are clearly down right now. So let's go to our next market. And the next market we're looking at is the Eurodollar. And that looks just awful. And we can put a line chart on there. You can see just basically it's down below the previous low here. It looks like it's going to challenge the 124 level and possibly even the 123. We're looking for this market to go to 117 to 110, 117 to 120 rather. That's our target zone. But the market action clearly is negative. And you can see we've gone below the parabolic here. We're down below the midpoint of the Donchian trade channel. And generally speaking, you have to see this market is just once again rolling over to the downside. And that's what we're seeing right now. So I think that's going to be a key thing. Now remember, we're oversold here, but we can be oversold for quite some time, as much as a month or more before any significant correction, just as we can be overbought for quite a while too. So they're the key things to look at. So let's clear the screen, go to our next market. And the next market's interesting because what it is, it's the CRB index. And this is the Reuters Jefferies CRB index, and this is a inflationary type indicator and index. And it's made up of about, I think, 15 or 16 commodities, one of which is crude oil, of course. And that's obviously pushed the market down. Now, if you look at this very carefully, you can see that we have just been going kind of sideways right here. So we're looking for this market to go to 250. That's our target zone on the downside. However, it must get below this 266.50 level 266.50 is a key level in our mind. If it closes below that level, then we're going to see this market go down. We've gone from a very oversold condition, so slightly a midpoint. I'd expect to see this market come back down maybe towards the end of this week. There's no reason to try to pick a bottom and be smart in these markets, because I'd rather pay 280 for this market knowing that it's going up than try to pick a bottom at 270. So let's see what happens to this. But generally speaking, the trend is your friend, and the trend clearly, based on our weekly and monthly triangles, is on the downside. So let's clear the screen. We got a couple of stocks for you. They're both actually the same company. One's an A share and one's a B share. And the first one we're going to be looking at is the News Corp A. We had a signal today right here to be a buyer. The signal actually came in. It's not there yet. It hasn't shown up yet, but it will be in there. But generally speaking, it's going to be a signal. What happens sometimes if you get the same signal in the same month? This is June 1st, and of course it's June 26th today. It doesn't show up. But this is basically a signal, a reversal signal. This is a new high, and very, very positive. In fact, if you go back, let's just put a line chart in here. If you go back, let's clear the screen, make it very simple to look at. Take the parabolic off, the Donchian channels out, and go to, let's say, maximum. You can see this is, in fact, a new high on this trade. Looks like it can go up maybe as high as 23, 25, but generally speaking, the trend is clearly up. Any kind of pullback here, I think, will be met with good buying. And it could be because, obviously, the candidates, both President Obama and Governor Romney, are going to spend a ton of money on advertising and marketing their image and their message. So that's one thing to look at. Next market we're going to be looking at is News Corp again. News Corp B shares, and again the same pattern. So I think, generally speaking, I think this market looks like it wants to go higher. Certainly you've had some indications here. Let me just draw those in. The first one was when it moved over this level here, indicating a move from 14 up to 19, which is a 5, which would give you 24 on a target zone on the upside. And then you've got this other little mini one here, which also gives you up to about 23.50, 23.75. So I would say 23.75 to 24, maybe even 25 will be the upside target on this. Any sort of pullback will be met with good support. So that's what we're looking at right now. And the key thing is always use money management stops. And that's one of the key secrets to being successful in the markets. So anyway, this is Adam Hewison for Market Club. Don't forget, give us a call. It's a free consultation and a free telephone call, 877-219-1482. I'm Adam Hewison for Market Club. Have a great trading day.